In this video, we will show you how to run an infrared, or an IR, for your lab. The first thing you should do is run a background sample on the computer program to ensure that your reading is accurate. The background sample simply records all the substances that may be in the air around you, so it isn't measured as a part of your sample that you'll take later. Start by taking some of the methanol at the computer station and put a little bit on a Kim wipe, and wipe off the IR plate to remove any possible chemicals that could be left over from the person before you. Make sure you don't spray the methanol directly onto the plate. To run a background, click the Collect Background in the upper left-hand corner. When this window pops up to let you know that you're about to collect a background, click OK and let the machine do its thing. It may take a moment for the background to complete, so just be patient. Once your background is completed, it will ask you if you want to add it to a new window, and for this you can select No. Now that your background is complete, we can set up to run an IR of your sample. Start by taking some methanol on a Kim wipe to wipe off the IR plate to remove any residue from the person before you sample. If you ran a background prior to this, you do not need to do it again. Once you've cleaned off the plate, you can put your sample on the plate. If you have a liquid sample, use one of the glass pipettes at the computer station to place a drop in the center. You should also make sure to place a cap over it so it does not evaporate. If you have a solid sample, you can use one of the wood sticks to place a small pile of your sample on the center of the plate. It is really important that you don't use metal when taking an IR, as metal can damage the IR instrument. And make sure that you don't oversaturate the plate with sample. You only need a few specks to get an accurate reading and to try and get a majority of it on the small metal circle in the center. Once your sample is on the plate, you can take the top and screw it down on top of your sample. You should feel the knob click once it is down all the way. Now remove your gloves and head over to the computer. When you have the IR tab open on the computer, you can go to the top and collect sample. Next, fill in the label for your sample, which should include your initials, your lab day and time, and then what experiment the sample is for. Now you can go ahead and click OK to run the sample and give it a moment or two to fully load. Refer to the bar in the lower left corner and wait for it to show all 16 scans that have been successfully taken. When your IR is complete, a tab asking you to open the spectra in another window will appear. You should click Yes and pay attention to what window it gets added to, so you know you're looking at the right sample. Next, click Find Peaks, which should insert the numbers below each recorded peak, and go ahead and drag the bar on the screen to sit just above all the visible peaks to make sure each one is included. Now all you have to do is click the print button on the left-hand side of the computer screen, and your spectra should print. If there's an issue with the printer, go contact your TA or your professor.